Like, I actually can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like, I'm so shocked. Guys, I am. Can you guys. Are you guys with me right here? I'm so shocked. Notorious Iron Man Anthony Davis is injured again. He's injured again. The man who has been nicknamed Street Clothes is injured. And it should be a surprise to nobody. To absolutely nobody. Because at the end of the day, Anthony Davis is a player who is always injured. And we're looking right here. The man got injured again. So we are going to show this. So I muted this section of the video, so I do want to apologize. But you guys can see right here that it's clearly not an Achilles tear. It is one of those things where if it was a tear, he would be moving backwards. There would be some acceleration. He just has Achilles pain, which obviously is a lot less concerning than an Achilles tear. Anything is the worst injury you can have. When somebody's torn my Achilles, I can kind of tell normally if something's done it or not. But at the end of the day, it's still not great because these are the type of nagging injuries that just don't go away, especially with Achilles tendinopathy that obviously has been bad enough that he's come off the floor. Like, that's not a good long-term thing for the Mavs. I'm going to be honest. This is going to affect him the rest of his career, to be honest. That's a torn Achilles. There's just no way. But why can't Mavs let injured players heal first? Why are they playing AD? Are they trying to justify what you did to Luka? They're trying to make the playoffs. It's as simple as that. Is it just me, or did one Mavs teammate did not one Mavs teammate even show concern for AD? I think they probably have no idea what's happening. But it is actually lucky. This is actually no ifs, ands, or buts about it. By so much the worst trade in history. I think it's really difficult to argue that anything is even remotely close to being as bad as this. Because it's one of those trades where I'm like, it was dumb at the time and it's more dumb now. And that is how. Like the Brooklyn Nets, I am not putting this in the same category as the Brooklyn Nets trade for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. Because that was a hindsight thing. Maybe Dallas should consider coming to season in shape. Maybe Davis should consider coming to season in shape. So Davis opened up a situation, explained he usually enters training camp heavier than normal because he doesn't want to be underweight by the time the season's in full swing. I feel good, kind of almost going every season, but I put on so much weight in the summer. In the summer, by the time November comes, usually 255, 258. Never want to come in my playing weight because then I lose weight during the season when I'm too small. Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. But I am very, very much on the side of like, this is an awful trade. And as I was saying, like the 2013 trade with the Nets, if you guys listen to how people talked about it at the time, everybody thought the Nets fleeced the Celtics because the Nets made the 2014 playoffs. The Nets made the 2015 playoffs. A lot of people thought with the way they had, I can't remember his name, Prokhorov, was it? With the way the Nets were improving and the amount of money they were willing to spend on their team, people thought, like Darren Williams, most people thought had another 5 years in him. Joe Johnson, people thought had another 3 to 4 years in him. Yeah, Pierce was old. Yeah, Kevin Garnett was old. But most people thought that the Nets were going to suddenly be contenders. And maybe the 2017 pick or 2018 pick would convey and be something big. But like 2014 was not a lottery pick. 2015 was did they have a 2014 pick? I know 2015 was Rozier, which was like 16. But then it went to 3 for Jaylen Brown. You also have to take into account that the Celtics hit on those picks. If the Celtics took the consensus player, they come out of the Nets trade with Chris Dunn and Josh Jackson. The Celtics, Chris Dunn and Markelle Fultz, because they had the first pick. They come out with Chris Dunn and Fultz. There's a big difference between Tatum and Brown. Like, they hit on the picks, which is extremely important, that they actually did well and they hit on them. This is just a terrible trade. Love AD. Glad I no longer have to deal with this. Shout out Nico. Glad the Mavs traded Luka because he was out of shape and injured all the time. Everyone being like, oh, Luka's injured right now. Like, Luka's injured right now because it's early in the season and they don't want him to play. He has a bruised leg and a jammed finger. Luka Doncic played. Luka Doncic literally had a 50-point game with those. If this was the playoffs, Luka would be playing. He's not. He's sore. Like, there's a difference between having to limp off injured and being sore. Genuinely. There is a huge difference. And if you guys don't know the difference between being sore and having to limp off injured, you're just being intentionally, like, dense. Like, you're just being intentionally misleading with this whole thing. Like, Luka's a bit sore. Luka will be back in a while. AD has a legitimate leg injury. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing to see with this, and I just don't see the Mavs being any good this year. And the problem is that they're not going to be good. You've got an aging Kyrie and aging Anthony Davis, and you are lucky you have Cooper Flagg. But Cooper Flagg, again, is Flagg going to be the face of your franchise? Is he going to be the face of your franchise? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I like Cooper Flagg, and he's good. But is he that good? Like, is he... People are calling him the most complete player since LeBron. But, like... I don't know. Like... Is being a jack of all trades, master of none? Like, is being the new age Sean Marion what you want as the face of your franchise? And maybe they should sit AD and start tanking? I don't know. I actually don't know what they're going to do. Apparently they're trying to rush Kyrie Irving back. Because let's be real, Nico Harrison has said it. Like, he's making decisions. He is making decisions for now to try to keep his job. And he doesn't give a damn about what happens 5 years down the line. He doesn't care what happens 5 years down the line. Because if he... Because 5 years down the line, he's going to be fired anyway. He's going to be fired anyway. So, yeah, it's an interesting situation. I hope AD stays healthy. I really do. But, like, I just don't see how it happens. I don't see how he's going to stay healthy. I don't see how the Mavs are going to be good. Like, it's an Achilles injury. Like, he came into the game with, like, Achilles issues. And... like, he's genuinely, like, he's after hurting it. He's after re-aggravating an Achilles issue. And he has Achilles tendinopathy, which is one of those injuries where it's like, you can play on it, but it hurts. And it's something doesn't just go away. So it's the rest of his career is going to be affected by this. And they traded Luka fucking Doncic. They traded the guy who might win MVP for him. Anyway, I'll see you guys.